Yo, what is good? What is good, guys? Glad to see you guys back. All one or two of you guys. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I'm your host. As one of my good friends would say, well, hello there. Hello there. Well, it's open mic night, so whatever you guys want to talk about is good. Today, I happen to see shout out to Mr. Cynical. I don't always have a lot of time, but when I do, I turned into the world's most interesting man, right? And when I do have time, I uh I check out Mr. Cynical's channel. So here's the thing. He did a review on the crumb rind, and he did a comparison, not just any crumb rind, but the CFO. The CFO. Let me do this with my background music because man, I can't do this without my background music, man. For real. What am I supposed to do here? I'm gonna go yeah, a little funkiness right there. That's what I likes. But it was a good review. He made some good points. And Jesus, he's one of those guys that when I actually do work and he has me do a belt or anything, it's crazy when I send it to him because I know he's gonna catch something that normal people don't. And he caught the most minute little things in this C4 that I overlooked. Of course, I never had a C4 in my hand that kind of dissect it like that. But hey, shout out to Mr. Cynical. Check out his channel. It's doing good. Shoot, man. I mean, he's doing real good. And he's doing good reviews, man. And he dissects it and he does a good job at it. Things that with issues like the plating and some parts of it, the way the grapplers look. I didn't know. Listen, for $4,000 for that C4. Let me get into the comments real quick, see who's here. We'll continue that. Platinum. What's up, man? Brother, goat milk is back. And I think I'm going to stay on Wednesdays. Everybody's piled up on Thursdays, Tuesdays, it seems, Saturdays. You know what? I'm going back to my original OG day of hump day, which is today. Today is hump day, all right? That's what it is. Jim, what's up, Jim? He says, Buenos nachos. It's buenas noches, Buster. Platinum says, what's good? The man, my boy E, what's up, bro? He says, what's up? Guys, he brings this up. This is crazy. And I was going to bring this up right away, but I said but since you brought it up, E, rest in peace. One of our belt brothers from the hobby, Mr. Mike Patullo. Awesome guy. I did work for him. I did one last belt for him. Unknown to me, he never let me know he had any type of health issues that I knew of or anything like that. It's been a hard year and people come and go, man. It just keeps being a reminder that people come and go. We're here for a short time, man. We need to give ourselves a little more love and respect, and we need to overlook some of the things that go on in our world, especially the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? I know, I know. What's up, Ricky, Mr. Hernandez? He is the G of the Stones. You should see the stones on this guy. Ricky Hernandez or stoning. You should see the stones on. I not him. I mean, I'm sure they're beautiful, but I'm talking about the stones he uses for the belts. Okay, get your minds out the gutter. Jim says, "What up, E?" Yeah, brother. It was a surprise to me. I did a Classic Shields Big Eagle for him. Re-leathered it, blue with really nice croc backing. We took our time with it. Of course, I took my extra time with it because of other issues, nothing nobody doesn't know about. But He never said to me, "Hey, I'm not doing good or I'm sick or anything like this, and I'll expect it by this day," blah blah blah. God bless his soul, man. And I shipped this belt out close to about almost, well, with this week running, it's going to go on 2 weeks. A family member of his never reached out to me, let me know anything, but I sent out the belt and it was signature required because when you insure things at a certain amount of insurance. But he's always a guy that never skipped in getting back to me or let me know anything. And man, I was kind of worried because I go, well, this guy is, did I do something wrong on the belt? Is he? So I checked up, messaged him, called, and then it started doing weird messages, where it kind of tells you that they're not available. Well, I shoot, I got in contact and checked out his, which is something I never do. I reached out to family members to say, like, hey, have you guys heard or seen from this guy? Everything okay? Is his account still up? Blah blah blah. Come to find out, reached out to a few people, and find out that he had passed away. So God be with you, brother. Rest in power, rest in peace, wherever you are, buddy. One of the good ones in the hobby. Again, this is new news to me. From what I saw on a post on his wife's page, I believe he passed away um, near the ending of 2025. So it's crazy to hear about this or find out about this months, almost half a year going into this year, man. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's one of the things, man, that I was gonna bring up. But back to the subject on that C4 again, respectfully. Um, yeah, and I'm with you, Mr. Cynical. I've seen the Rosha belt in my hands. I've seen the version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 3, you know what? For the hype of the money, I'll tell you, for the version 3 Rosha, there's not much changes. There's not much change in detail, I would say, to merit a certain price. Just like you can't merit the price of a C4 because of the details you saw. I did not know. This isn't something I didn't know. I thought the C4 was 4Gs and you got it and that was it, right? It was and when he said this, it kind of made me, it gave me like classic Shield vibe. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, don't misinterpret this. I'm just saying, when you pay $4,000 for a crumb rind belt, and you're saying back like it's 1985, like the day it debuted, right? That means you're giving us the ultra supreme best effort you got for that 4Gs, and you should be getting that crumb rind C4 maxed out. Maxed out. You know what I mean? Well, I didn't know that they weren't including uh the casted pieces, because this whole thing about the C4 is about come get it for the 4Gs, because it's the closest thing to the OG, the original, and it is the closest thing to the original pieces we use casted for the C4. But then you have to pay extra money just for those pieces to be on the C4. Didn't make sense to me. Like, why? Why? Like, you're paying 4Gs. It's not, I mean, I don't know. If it feels a little familiar to you, I don't know, Platinum. I'm just saying, like, don't say it's the be all end all C4. You're getting it like 1985, and then when it's time to purchase it, you say, "Oh yeah, by the way, if you want them real casted pieces, like the actual Rumrine original pieces, you got to pay another $500 for them pieces to go on." You know. Now, so I'm with you, Mr. Cynical, on It's not my favorite belt of all time. It's not. So it's like I would not spend $4,000 on a belt like that. I would not spend $2,000 on a belt like that. Um, I would pay for the best effort of a version of a crumb that a maker can make for I I don't mind paying 1,000, 1,200, 14, 1,600, and then it caps off. That's it. I could not do no I can't do no damn 16 and up. Could not, can't do it. And I still would have to receive it and put it on my leather. I've seen some of the efforts, and I am in agreement with the whole leather thing on the C4. Yeah, I can drink. It's my show, God damn it. I can drink. I can have a drink. This is my work. Worry about your break on your work. But the leather, that's something that I also saw too. I again, I've never had a C4 in my hands, but I've seen it in plenty of pictures, and I know leather. You know what I mean? I don't have to have it in my hands. So I've always looked at it and go, oh man, that leather's not right. I don't know about the color either, but I know that they're quality materials. It's not the materials you can just order on Amazon veg tan leather and you're going to get that. No, that's not what you're going to get. Yeah, I know. Platinum says close enough was always good enough for me. I never needed 100% ring accurate, and neither do I. I don't. There's aspects of a belt that should be correct, like the super obvious you correct. You know what I mean? Um, but definitely never had to be that anal about. Ooh, I said anal. Never had to be that picky about certain details of a belt. But yeah, the leather just seems too thick, man. It's not what it is. And then when I've done crumb rind straps, because I've seen the original in pictures in the book and everything, the edges are nice and round and smooth. You know what I mean? They flow so pretty. So I've always done that as well, taking my time to sand that, smooth them out, slick them out, make them nice and round and glassy. And then those are kind of like it's just like a belt strap, like around your waist. It's just it goes up like a flat top, you know what I mean? And it's just like edge coated, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't agree with the strap, especially not for no 4K. There needs to be a little bit better effort for the strap on that C4. Um, I've always had those opinions about the C4, but when I remember when Mr. Cynical and he mentioned it on his video about when the C4 first came out, how they kind of went back and forth. There was this huge war in the hobby, going back and forth, and we talked about this back in the day too about the fanboys. You know, there's fanboys of Classic Shields, there's fanboys of ORM, they are fanboys of C4, and boy, were they there quick. Um, like you couldn't say much because you didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings on the wrong end or the wrong side of certain groups. But enough time has gone by for everybody to kind of let it simmer, let it absorb, and just kind of see where your opinions are at falling here, or there. And for me, it's no, just for $4,000, no, could not do it. Um, I rather have, and when I say my guy, I don't mean my guy in Pakistan making me a C4. I mean, I think I've spoken with Ethan about this. I have never mentioned it. Maybe I'll let you guys know. I have a pretty good hookup on a guy that does carving. I've been online in other forums hooking up with this is gonna sound wrong, hooking up with other guys. Internet connecting. Hooking up with other dudes, man, that do the work of carving. You know, they do it on Glocks, rifles, wheels, motorcycle parts, exhausts, bumpers. You know what I'm saying? They do it on everything. So I thought these guys, I should tell them what's up and see if they can, if they can, get a crack at it. These guys. These are people who don't know the hobby. They don't love wrestling. They don't look at wrestling. But I said, hey, hit up a few people and was like, hey, check this out. Have you guys ever seen this? Never, bro. What is that? What is that for? Blah blah blah. Oh well, I would explain the background. Hey, thank you, Platinum. Platinum says we don't judge you, big boy. Thank you very much. That's what they call me, big boy. Uh, so a few dudes were like, dude, we don't really mess with that. Like, that seems like, I mean, we work with air chisels. The way they work, they have a little hand air chisel and they work away at the metal. And by the way, they work on much harder metals except for aluminum pieces. And I said to one guy, I said, usually what these people use is zinc. And a lot of these guys are like, I've never worked with zinc. I don't know what zinc is. I'm like, well, it's kind of like aluminum. It's soft, right? But I believe softer than aluminum for sure. So one thing led to another. Got in contact with some dudes in Texas, and those guys were like, yeah, man, what you need to do is hook up with some of the dudes here that do buckles. They do championship rodeo buckles. They do this, they do that. I got in contact with some of those guys, had a lot of time on my hands as far as like boredom, trying to go through the things in my mind, and ended up talking to a few people from there, hooking up to dudes in Mexico. Yeah, it gets weirder. I hooked up with guys in Mexico. I know that's even worse than but hear me out. I called, connected, says my daddy, with dudes that do this work in Mexico, which I was like, why have I been sleeping on this? Oh, Platinum says, at least you're not a racist. We'll get to another subject about that in just a minute. I'll try to get through this as quick as I can. For some people, this drags out. I know you're not into wrestling like we are, but I finally got connected with some dudes out there, and there is a family called Herreraduras Herrera. They work on all this rodeo stuff. I send them pictures. They look at it. They go, yeah, man, that stuff's kind of too tiny to do that intricate detail. I don't know how they really did that. And I said, no. You're not understanding. This piece is this tall by this wide. And they're like, oh, okay, now I get it. I thought you were showing me like a Western buckle, and that he thought the whole crumb rind was this little, right? So I go, no, let me show you what is the size of a championship Western buckle. So I showed him a piece, which is the side plate of the crumb rind. I said, this is about 4 inches tall, 4.5, and by like 5 this way. I said, more or less. He goes, oh, okay. So, dude, he's been doing some test pieces, mailed them out a book. He's been knocking a few things out. And let me tell you, boys and girls, you will be getting crumb rinds from Mexico pretty soon. These guys, they're super talented guys. We won't have to go to Pakistan and worry about, all that's going on down there, and just get yourself a crumb rind from Mexico. These guys will start doing it. There's some processes. They're not belt people like championship belt people, but they can definitely do the soldering and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Of course, they don't. The guy said he can make the conchos, but he can't make the little wrestlers. That's little stuff like that. They can do the rope border. The guy was like, yeah, no big deal. We know how to take a drill and twist that, and we made that before, and and blah blah blah. He showed me all kind of different braiding and soldering with that. Awesome work, man. and they can even gold plate it and silver plate it and all that stuff. So, man, believe me, the hookup is good. Platinum says, like avocados from Mexico, but yeah, dude, for sure, man. Uh, Mendoza crumb rinds from Mexico. Yeah, baby, that sounds good. That sounds real good. But hey, coming to a hobby near you. As soon as we have a piece come in, I will definitely let you guys know. Oh God, that's good. That's good stuff. It's some new invention of a drink I found. It's called Pepsi. Do you ever drink a Pepsi? Pepsi. Yeah, it's good stuff. Um, man, another subject. Another subject. Worldwide. It's going worldwide. 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 Where have I heard that before? I've heard it somewhere. Yeah. No, it's not what you think. It's a tall can, but it's in Arizona. Gotta wash down the sugar from that Pepsi. The Pepsi wasn't a full Pepsi. It was like down here. My wife said, "You want to share?" I said, "Yeah." She pours out, leaves me this much. She says, "There you go, sweetheart. Thank you so much. She's such a good person." Yeah. Things news that's going worldwide. Worldwide. Guys, live and let live. I saw Ethan talking about this. And yeah. Ethan says, I discovered root beer. Yeah, dude, you can rediscover root beer. There is a whole world of different things for root beer, especially the candy. But yeah, I mean, why? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There's enough room in the internet for everybody to be a celebrity in their own mind. There's enough room in the internet for everybody to be a star in their family. There's enough room in the internet for everybody to do whatever the fuck they want. Right now, as we speak, there is somewhere on TikTok, not myself, but there is somebody, there is a 500-pound man with his boobs out dancing with those little twirl things on his nipples and making hundreds of thousands of hits. Yeah. Yeah, there's the one guy. But you don't have to go watch that. You don't have to even talk about it. You don't even have to support it. You don't have to anything. You don't have to come out of the weeds after almost a year just to talk about something you don't like. Who gives a shit? Honestly. Let's look at the world right now, to be honest, man. Iron beer over root beer? Ethan says, excuse me. Root beer, craft root beer. Yeah, I'm with you on that. My boy E says it pissed me off. He went on his Nobody podcast and did the same thing he's making fun of people for. And I get you, man. And I get you. E. I see where the frustration comes from. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I watched it and I had a good laugh. I had a good laugh because I'll be honest with you, and this is gonna come off wrong to a lot of my buddies, but you have to be able to learn to look at this stuff and laugh. The way I had to look at the stuff from other people on YouTube and other people in the hobby were saying, and just laugh at it, man. I just laughed at it. But because regardless of what they think, they said some stuff that was truthfully truthful but comical as well. And so it made me laugh. Yeah, there isn't anything. I don't think that was said that in private. In a Imagine if we made a group chat. Just imagine if we made a group chat, right? As friends. And in this group chat, as friends. Yes, Jim. I see. Jim says root beer is good. Pause. But cream soda? Pause. Yeah. Yeah, you like to get cream faced. I know, Jim. Hernandez says, who are we talking about? Hey, names are not important. It really isn't, because if as soon as I don't say names for fear of anything, I just don't want to say names because that's where it has to stop. I think we all know, right? But no more stirring pot, no more giving clout, no more. No. It's just not needed. But if we had a group chat where we're all friends, if all of us right here, right now, had a group chat with each other and we talked about what they talked about between friends, we would crack jokes on each other and laugh our asses off. Laugh our asses off at each other because we can crack each other's balls. We're buddies, right? As soon as we hear the same thing out of somebody else, now it's not proper. We just have to start learning to look at it like that. Just let it go, to be honest. You know what I mean? Platinum, he's right though. Cream soda is yes, guys. I didn't know cream soda. If you guys want to talk about cream soda, we'll talk about cream soda. You know what I'm saying? He says that his parrot on his shoulder is the more irritating thing. When you have to stand on someone else's shoulders to feel tall, it's time to stand down. Ethan, I'm not gonna argue with that. Even Batman had a sidekick. Okay. And yeah, Ricky, I'm telling you right now, we could have a group chat and we could literally crack harder jokes about what they said about each other, and we would have a good old grand time. We would. So let's not let it bother us. There's a lot of love in some of the things he said. Yeah, there's a lot of the viewers that are on that podcast are friends that are in the hobby. They're friends that we speak to every day on a daily basis. We could have a private chat. We could have a group of 30, 40 people that always tune in, the same individuals, and have ourselves a good time, right? But where it becomes irritating for you to see them do it publicly, why? I just don't get that part. I don't understand. It's like, you know what I mean? Why? It shouldn't bother you. You know what I mean? There's things going on in the world that should bother you more. You guys have heard of this guy, Chud the Builder? Yeah, I know, man. Batman's sidekick didn't have sound Down syndrome. Oh shit, man. I don't know. Every time he said G Willikers something, I don't know. But in truth, man, have fun with it. Have fun with it. There's this guy named I don't know if you guys have heard of him or heard what's going on. The guy's name is Chad the Builder, right? Well, he's going around uh, throwing around the hard R word pretty hard, insulting people and calling it freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech, people get that really wrong most of the time. See, we have freedom of speech. This is why I can be on this thing and be on here for 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and blow hot air out of my mouth and out of my ass about what I think, right? But freedom of speech was not made to protect you and me from each other. Freedom of speech was made to protect us from a tyrannical government, to protect us from our own government, so that we aren't silenced about we the people and what we want to talk about or bring up to legislation or bring out to the American people, right? Once you start doing or saying hateful things to each other, a domino effect starts happening, right? And we're seeing, and I'm not going to say because of Trump. I'm not going to say because of Trump. Um, I don't, I don't support Trump, and I don't hate Trump either. I'm very neutral about Trump. Um, he doesn't scratch me or itch me in the wrong way. Um, but there's people have, I think that what people are doing now to each other on the streets, they have felt this for 20, 30, 40 years. It's been around, right? So it just seems like every certain amount of few years that go by, people get really manned up, brave to do things that's really hateful or racist to each other or towards each other. It's starting to get to the point now where, um, man, the black and brown community are nitpicking each other about Mexicans being racist against blacks and blacks against Mexicans and blah blah blah. There's always been tensions. There's a type of tension between every race with each other, but we have to stop making it about racism. You know, we know real racism, right? But it's starting this domino effect where, and I've been lately looking at like a lot of social media, which I tried to stay away for a while, and now I'm getting back into it. People are having like random fights in the streets, shootouts at gas station. Kids are taking over the streets on bikes, and people are running over people riding bikes on the street because they can't stand riding behind somebody going 14 miles an hour. Uh, it's just the world's getting crazy shit, and sometimes I think, God, just go ahead and come down and just wipe the slate. We don't deserve to be here. Wipe the fucking slate clean. Just why wait another 2,000 years? Just get it over with. Uh, we as man have been made flawed, and I don't think there is saving mankind. Um, like Jesus said, he did not come here to save the world, to save the world or create peace in the world. He came to save man. Your salvation for where you got to go when you take your last breath. This world will be left and forgotten and given. As a matter of fact, this is the devil's kingdom. This is his domain. We're just chilling in it. We're in the waiting room. But this guy, Chud, has just gotten crazy with it, where to the point is that when he returned, pardon me laughing, it's just, I'm not laughing at what happened to him. It's just his reaction of it. Like when he got back home after his whole thing, going around social media, posting his what he does and uh pressing up on black folks. and getting reactions and posting it up and calling him the N-word and blah blah blah, the hard R's. Somebody while he was gone went to his house and murdered his dog. Just unalived his ass. You know what I'm saying? So now he's like, oh man, I'm backing out of social media, blah blah blah, da da da. And like, why does it take that? You know what I mean? Yeah, Platinum says the machine is working hard to keep people divided. Yes, it is. That machine, let me tell you something. That machine is a big old locomotive, and people are the coal. And boy, do we keep that thing fueled up, man. We keep that thing fueled up. Platinum says, I'm fighting God. If he tells me to come back here, yeah. Let me tell you something. Life's too short, man. And today, finding out that Mike, a fellow member of the belt community, uh, passed away, and I had a very close and dear friend, Tony, pass away, which was my co-host. Life is too damn short, and it's a constant reminder. It's too damn short, man. Move on, people. Move on. You, I stay up and talk to my wife sometimes, and we have conversations, and I go, you know what? We have such a short life on this planet. To be here arguing for fucking 3 years, I have heard people in the hobby, even from other podcasts, including myself, because I did this for about a year myself, just going back and forth, talking shit and ranting about one thing and the other. For what? We're here in such a short time to be wasting it on other people. And to find out that you might get called up or called down tomorrow, tonight. We're not promised tomorrow. We're not even promised the next hour. You know what I mean? E says the internet isn't a real place. Of course not. It's not. But for some people, it is. For some people, it is. A lot of these people are making it about their life to support Trump and everything he does and blah, blah, blah. 4 years are going to go by. He blasts by and he's gone. 4 years of their life wasted, blindfolded. Blindfolded. We have we have 2 whole viruses pop up now. This is another thing. The hantavirus. Hantavirus or hantavirus, it's a disease spread by rats off of a damn cruise ship that happened. First, it was everything's contained under control. This ship is in the sea, and there's no danger of it coming on land. Then 3 people died on the ship. It's okay. They had an expert and a doctor treating it on the ship so that it wouldn't get worse. And guess what? The doctor gets sick. After that, guess what happens? They send in a government crew to seize it, dock it, and then make sure to quarantine everything and all that. Well, they did that, and then guess what? They find somebody in France that was related to being on that airline and cruise ship, sick with it. Then now we're down to 11. We're up to, I think it's 11 states or 11 cases where there's people that have this virus that are connected to the cruises and the flights they took. We, God forbid, right? But we could be on another lockdown. Is that what it's going to take for people to come back to brotherly love, to value life again? How did this happen where we were so in love with our neighbor in life, we were desperate to get out there, to be able to give our loved ones hugs, to be able to give our neighbors a hug, shake their hand? You know what I mean? To finally be able to stand closer than 6 feet away from each other, to losing all that love so quick, man, and let politics divide people, families, nations, because it's not just here. it's been dividing nations. It's an insanity. It's an insanity. It's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Platinum says, I'm not believing half of these videos though. They mostly look AI. You know, he also says this one is gonna make people drop for real. It's not gonna be like COVID. Yeah, this is a little different. This is a little different. And on top of that, um, the government is releasing little by little, like a trickle, uh, information and pictures of UFOs and all that. It's a very interesting thing to see. It's for years something that even on this show we discussed before about extraterrestrial life, right? It seemed far fetched. Um, and me and Ethan had talked about this before that people would lose morality, they would lose a lot of things, people would go insane, people would go stupid crazy because a lot of people are religious. And what happens to religion if you learn that there's extraterrestrials, something that cannot be explained, right? Because technically it's not supposed to exist. But keep your faith. I'm not trying to make a sermon here. I'm definitely not an expert at anything in the Bible, but I do have there's key things in there. No matter what you see, what happens in these chaotic days, it warns us about these things. So even if you see UFOs, flying saucers, whatever you want to call them, aliens, illegal aliens, it's all in the works. It's part of the works. You just have to keep your faith till the end, guys. Platinum says the modern Bible is a remix. Yeah, I know there's plenty lost. We could talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's a lot of things we can talk about as far as that goes. All I know is that I gotta try to keep my faith. I gotta try to live the most righteous life that I can live, morally right. I have to be able to keep my relationship and keep my belief in God. Because you can go around helping little old ladies cross the street all your life. Those good deeds alone are not going to let you into the gates of heaven. That's just how it rolls. I'm not the expert. It's just what it says. It's how it is. You have to believe in God truly in your heart. You have to have a relationship. Those that don't know or deny the Father here will be denied by the Father over there. That's very clearly stated. So yeah. Shoot, man. I mean, 44 minutes. We've been here 44 minutes already. And I hate it, commercial interruptions, but I need to take a little Arizona zip drink break. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this from one of my sponsors. Yes, sir. For all your HD belt needs at a quality, unexpected quality for the price that won't break the bank. Pinfall title belts, guys. Check them out on Facebook. Join the group. Join the group. Join the group. Check them out. The leather's good. Yours truly is part creator of the group. Raheel Ahmed is the maker of pinfall title belts. We do not do SD. We only do HD and GD. GD for God damn, that's some good fucking acid etching. That's what it is. So we only do HD and GD, guys. And if you need American leather, he is more than happy to just charge you for the plates. Send them off to me. I will slap the American leather on there and send it out to you. Um, my orders will be opening up soon. I am finally catching up to everything that I owe and need to do. I think I'm down to having to finish 6 belts now from my old orders. I have orders that I've already have stacked up and lined up, ready to go, but they are in under the understanding that they will not be started until all my old orders are out the door. So thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate everybody that goes to Mendoza Craft Belts and the page and joins. I thank all of you guys for all your support, for all your patience, for everything you guys do. I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you for everybody's kind words that were in my inbox. Helped me out through some of those tough times when stuff was getting tight and tough. We're talking about life here, not something else. You know what I mean? Facts. Platinum says facts. Platinum also says the hobby has graduated to sponsor wars. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some shows have sponsors and some do not. Shoot. Fortunately here, you have a personal sponsor that actually sponsors this show. It's an actual sponsor. I can say I have an actual sponsor because in order to fund all this, to pay for the live streaming, to pay for everything we have here, me, myself, and I am my own sponsor, sponsored by Mendoza Craft. Of course, guys, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, shoot, man. Just shoot it over. Next week, I do want to say that I want to start, and some people already reached out, man. Some people sent me some good pictures. We're not doing it today. We're gonna start on a Saturday. We have always had the good experience. We can't all be goody two shoes, right? Somebody has to have a bad belt, an ugly belt. Belts are sometimes like kids, like women and their babies. Have you ever had that woman at a party or a family member have a baby and then they have the nerve to bring that baby over and go, "Oh my God, look at my baby. Don't you think my baby's just adorable?" And you're like, yeah, it's adorable. Slobbering and everything. We do it to be nice. Same thing with these belts in the hobby. Sometimes we just say, "Hey, happy new belt day for you." Oh God. And you really want to let them have it, but you don't. Well, guys, sometimes we have the people with the fugly belts, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to bring up pictures, and we're not going to talk about the people. Let's not get off on the wrong foot here. We're talking about the belts. The belts have no emotions. They have no feelings, okay? If they did have feelings, wow, they would need counseling. But we'll talk about the bad belt experiences and the people that own them. They will be the bad daddy belt people. Yeah, crybabies. They're like Cody crybabies, right? Sometimes we just have to let the steam out. It's not healthy to hold all those feelings back. You see an ugly belt, call it out. Call it out. You don't have to be rude, but you can, you can say some stuff. Guide them in the right direction. Know what I'm saying? Uh, Also, you guys got a new belt day? You guys want to bring it on here? Send some pictures. I'll put it on. I will announce the new belt days, guys. You put up the picture of your belt. Yes, sir. I love her. I love, I love, I love, I love her. I love, I love her. I love, I love, I love, I love her. I love. New belts, old belts, ring used belts. Hell, anything. Reginald Parker Brothers belts, $40,000 ring accurate belts. It's okay. Let's bring them on. Let's check them out. No big deal. Jim says Mendoza Craft Leather, the softest in the business. I don't know about that, but you know, I do okay. And then Platinum says, I've told someone that I hope the baby grows into that face they got. Yes, I've heard that one myself. Some of these kids, man, damn badass baby kids. The dad thought it was funny. The dads, we're better at humor than most people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. What's up, brother? He says Mendoza's kept communication open with me. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for throwing that in. Thank you. Guys, bring in those belts. We'll take a look at them. We'll dissect them. Also, what I think we have to do in the hobby, man. I think what we have to do in the hobby is grow thicker skin. For sure. Let's grow some of that thicker skin. Oh my God. This Pornhub is amazing. The stuff they show. My goodness. Wow. We were literally just talking about this. Look at this, guys. Can you guys read what this says? Take a second to read that. Streamer, Chud the Builder. Ask a man if he's gonna chimp out. Gets hit in the jaw. Right? And what happens? He pulls out his gun and accidentally shoots himself. It was just a matter of time. What's up, Minecraft player? What's going on, brother? That is what we call in life insta karma. Yes. Wow. Wow. My goodness. Ooh, man. See, this is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Wow, were we not just talking about this guy? And I just opened up the phone because I was checking out Pornhub, and I see that pop up. First thing that pops up is that. My goodness. And we were talking about the hantavirus, and we have our first people getting vaccinated. Here's a gentleman, if anybody knows him at all, very proudly holding his vaccination card. I don't think anybody knows this guy, just some random guy on the internet. But it appears that this person has already had his vaccination. I am very happy for him. Yes, I am. Oh my goodness. Here is a better picture of this guy. And this is real because it's TMZ. But there's a better image of the disappointment of himself in himself about shooting himself. Can't make this stuff up. We just can't. Says, I have a JMR Eagle that needs a new strap, Chicago screws. Yes, that can be done. That can be done. It's not impossible. Minecraft player says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Wow. Yes. Hey guys, I've been wondering, and just I don't know, has anybody seen Max McGall? Um, Let me know. I literally the other day thought about him and I go, oh crap, you know what? I have not seen him on Facebook. Is he still doing belts? Is he not doing belts? Did he get kidnapped again and beat on like before? And I'm not making light of it. I'm saying it happened before. We still don't know the actual reasons, the truthful reasons to why, but it happened before. He actually got kidnapped and got the ass was zapped out of him. I remember when he was like this on his live streams, and he was like, "Yo," he was like Ricky Bobby. The hands kept coming up. He didn't know what to do with him. He would bring him back down. He got his ass whooped. So if anybody's seen Max, man, give him a shout out. Tell him I said what's up, man. Haven't seen him in a long time. Uh, Shoot, man. Let me see. There's got to be something here. Something I'm forgetting before we go because I think we probably said it all. I think well, for today. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all we can say. There's nothing else that I can think of. But anyways, for anybody out there that's in the hobby, that's lost a loved one, I want to say my deepest condolences. If there's somebody ill, I wish them a very speedy recovery. Um, I hope you guys have nothing but the best. I hope you guys find strength for whatever it is you're going through in life. Find strength in your family. Find strength in your friends. Just love a little more, guys. It's not that hard. That's what she said. Drip belt bars on Undisputed is better than Fandu. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because Fandu's is just, man, they're just too tall, I think, and they're just not the right shape. And Drip Belts gets it down. I know the guy. I know a guy that knows a guy about a guy that knows who makes those bars. Platinum, you know what I mean. Some of us sometimes we could be a strong totem pole, but sometimes that totem pole starts to lean a little. We just need somebody to put that little support to straighten us back out. But hey, that's what it is, man. Um, so yeah, if anybody wants to, I'm just throwing it out there. It'll save me the cost of paying for the live stream because, as you know, as Mendoza Craft, I sponsor my own show, so it gets a little expensive to do this. So, if any of y'all want to make a group chat that I could come in and do this show on every whatever night at 9 o'clock, I'd be happy to open up a group, and it would save me money. I heard this very good advice from a couple individuals, and I found it funny but very informative as well, because on the economic side, the way things are, man, the way gas prices are, if we made a private chat, it would save us so much money. So much more money. I wouldn't need all this equipment, $200-300 mics, stands, and lighting, and it'd just be better off, man. Yes, sir. True that, brother. Also, Paul Martin straps with side plates on my Undisputed. Spot on, but Mendoza leather was better. Ooh. I really appreciate that one. And I've had people say that before. Not a lot of them, but people have said that, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate those opinions. Um, there are people I think that are more consistent in leather in the leather world. I don't think there is a top guy per se. Um, we hold Reggie Parks as the king of belts. But even in his best of days, Reggie Parks did not do excellent leather. He didn't do super straight lines. He didn't do super symmetrical work. He didn't do the same piece repetitively 100% every single time. He didn't. You know what I mean? Platinum says carpooling is making a comeback. Yes, it will. I have e-bikes. I have electrical transportation. Yes, sir. That's what I do. Platinum, have a good night yourself too, brother. This show is pretty much at its end. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Just want to give a shout out again to my boy. May he rest in peace. My good friend Tony Leonidas. Anthony Myers, baby. Believe it or not, Anthony Michael Myers. That's my boy. Jim says, I have a few different leathers in my case. You know how I feel about yours. Yes, I know how you feel mines. I mean, I know how you feel about mines, Jim. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Guys, I'm out of here. I hope that everybody enjoyed themselves a little bit listening to me talking bull crap and absolutely nothing. And I gave you guys contributed absolutely nothing in your lives except eat up about an hour of your lives. But guys, thank you so much again. Jim, love you, brother, man. Appreciate you. I love it. And thank you for being there for me as well. Guys, have a good night. I am out of here. Have a good one.